Each sign on the astrological wheel rules a sun sign, which has a planetary ruler. Each house or compartment on the wheel rules an area of our life. The first house rules the physical body, personality, things there describe us. The second house rules our own money and material possessions, rings, jewelry, things that we can move, not real estate, but things that we can take from place to place, things that we find beautiful in the world, and our own freedom. Freedom to travel because we have so much money we don't have to be restricted. The second house denotes our freedom. Planets here will indicate the condition of such. The third house rules our local environment, our local education, our lower education, elementary school, high school. These are Gemini third house affairs. It symbolizes within the local area. It rules thought, contracts, consciousness, conscious thought. And that's what we do in the third house. The fourth house rules the home, even Mother Earth. All real estate is concerned at the fourth house, ruled by Cancer, because it's Mother Earth. It rules the home, the mother figures. Where you come from, your roots, your background is described in planets and aspects found in the fourth house. The fifth house rules children. If you have no children, it rules things coming from you, like writing a book, making a movie, things that you produce in a creative, unique way. That is what a fifth house is. It rules romance. It's very romantic. It rules theater, playgrounds, all places of amusement, gambling, as well as the stock market. The sixth house rules our health and hygiene. It rules our honor, work, and duty. It rules military service as well. It is our duty. And we gain or lose honor in the sixth house from our past work. honor, service, and duty. It's the brushing the teeth, it's the washing the clothes, the driving the car. This is the thing that we do to maintain ourselves as we know them. The 7th house. This is our close personal relationships with others. People we choose to be with in a personal level. It's related directly across from the 1st house of us, our personality. It rules that which we love and or choose and have close personal relationships with. It also rules lower courts. Not the lawmakers, but traffic tickets, divorce court, anything like that. That's what the 7th house rules. It also rules public opinion. So look at the kind or evil signs and or planets associated with those 7th house affairs. The 8th house. It rules hot sex. By the way, let's go back to the 7th house. 7th house rules partners, marriage, or business. It doesn't rule the contract, but it rules the shaking hands of the contract. Keep that in mind. Now we move on to the 8th house. The 8th house rules birth, death, the dead, goods of the dead, wills, taxes, insurance. All secrets and mysteries are here. Like say you're having a dream and the moon is going through the 8th house and or Scorpio, anywhere it lies, or going over Pluto. They're all one and the same. Scorpio is Pluto, is Scorpio is Pluto. That's what it is. Take it to the bank. Anyway, when the moon goes over there, you can't even dream of dead people. You know, you've seen a lot of movies and whatnot, you know, but in your dreams or in your psychic adventures or anything, you will see and think of these types of things. It's dark. The 8th house rules hot sex, not love, as in the 7th house, not romance, as in the 5th house, but hot, brutal, nasty sex. That's what it is. That's what it does. Amen. The 9th house. The 9th house rules higher educations, college educations, world travel, long distance travel. See, the 3rd house rules things that are close around to us. We can see it. Whereas the 9th house, ruled by Sagittarius, rules things that are far away and distant from us. That's what it does. It rules urges to God. It rules foreigners, strangers, college professors, people who have a lot of education, whether it be school or not. If they've seen things, their mind is expanded. The horizons have been widened. That's what Sagittarius energy does. It sees that which is far away. That's what it does. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. It rules the career, the father, reputation and honors that you may get. Now, say you're in the 6th house and in the military, and you're doing your duty and you're working hard at your past work. Now, at the 10th house, you are serious. You're concentrated. You're in a career as opposed to a job. You're in a career. It rules the father. Father time. Father figures, mentors, the boss, the president, our government. It's very restrictive in nature, but it brings long-term benefits to you. When planets cross over the 10th house cusp, click, this is a time Look to the kind or evil nature of the planet. When one will receive honor and glory, at that point, that's the highest point in the chart. That's the midheaven, that's the MC. A lot of light there. A lot of action there and a lot of light there. And whatever, kind or evil, crosses over that line, spotlight. If Uranus is there, you may be electronically monitored. They're watching us. If you're a drug dealer and Neptune comes over there, watch out. Lies. Neptune's a liar. Then, at that time, in the 10th house, you get honor and glory or infamy, depending on what you deserved. The 11th house rules casual friends. People we say hi to. Hello, how are you? We're not personal with them. We're not close to them. People we run into on a volunteer basis. Say we're volunteering our services. This is a humanitarian event. It is 11th house, casual friends. It rules hopes and wishes of the individual. You may find your dream fulfilled at a volunteer job where you were given something and the universe says, look, that person's giving. I think I will touch him with my fickle finger of fate and make his hopes and wishes come true. That's what it does, and you never expect it, ever. That's how it works. Remember, you can never expect it. It's always different. And it can also be phone calls. Anytime you deal with electronic devices, you're doing a Uranus, Aquarius, like I said. Aquarius and Uranus and the 11th house, all Aquarius activities, they are one and the same, no matter whether they're found in the inside, the outside, bumping over the planet, whatever you see. The sign, the house, the planetary ruler, the energy is one in the same. They cannot differentiate. They produce certain feelings in the body. Neptune, Pisces, 12th house. The 12th house, anything not taken care of in your life, in any of the other houses, will be settled here in the 12th house. It rules sorrows, sadness, widows, orphans, the homeless, sailors. Neptune rules the sea. It is the subconscious mind, as opposed to the 3rd house, which is the conscious mind. The 12th house of Pisces is the subconscious mind. It's a very emotional sign. It rules prisons, hospitals, large institutions. That's what it is. And when planets go through there, if you've put out good in your life, you will receive good back. If you've put out bad in your life, on guard. For whatever we do will come back to us in the sign of Pisces. Pisces is the only sign of the zodiac that has urges for suicide. It wants to die. Even if you're not a Pisces, you're still going to experience this energy. When the moon goes through there, you're going to feel this. When the moon goes over Neptune, anywhere and anytime, you're going to feel this. Now, that doesn't just have to happen that way. There are Neptune has some really good things like art that will blow your mind. Things produced by Neptune are so untrue that when they occur, the good things, it's bigger than life. Too good to be true. That's how it is. When you look at something and say, oh, that's pretty, That's a Venus. Because Venus is beauty. It's beautiful. But when it's, whoa, take my breath away, that's Neptune. For Neptune is a higher vibration of the Venus energy when in good aspect. So, every house on the astrological wheel rules an area in our life. Planets passing through or aspecting such things will bring in areas, activity in areas of life denoted by the sign and the house and the planets involved.
Aspect equals space. All planets are judged by their aspect or space away from another planet. There are good and bad aspects in an individual chart at all times. We have a 5-degree margin on either side of a planetary degree in order to be able to consider another planet or planets in aspect. With the luminaries, sometimes more. The following symbols or aspects represent a pre-designated number of degrees or houses away and an effect. The conjunction can be identified by any two planets inhabiting the same astrologic degree. The planets are no houses apart. When planets conjunct, the planetary energy merges. The nature of this aspect must be determined by the nature of the planets, signs, or houses involved. Too many planets conjuncting causes an overload of energy that can be difficult. The sextile can be identified by any two planets 60 degrees or 2 houses apart. This is a beneficial aspect. A sextile indicates an opportunity is present and available in the signs and houses of planetary location. The square can be identified by any two planets 90 degrees or 3 houses apart. This is a bad aspect. Things are not smooth. Squares set up dynamic tension which is stressful to the body. It signifies a challenge that must be overcome with additional effort. Achievement is possible. The trine can be identified by any two planets 120 degrees or 4 houses apart. This is a beneficial aspect. When planets are in trine aspect, it signifies that conditions are right. You cannot get any better. Planetary energy flows so smoothly that one barely has to try. The opposition can be identified by any two planets 180 degrees or 6 houses apart. The planets lie opposite on the wheel. Energies pull and conflict, literally. This is a bad aspect. An opposition poses conflict between planets unless a balance can be achieved. Planets pull against each other's energy at this point. Planetary strength wins in an opposition. This type of chart can be used to plot aspects found in a horoscope. When planets near aspect, we subtly begin to feel their energy. This energy continues to build until the aspect degrees are exact. During a near-perfect aspect, expect a physical or mental manifestation of the energy in the area of life indicated by the signs and houses. At this time, we are turned on to the planetary energy present. Planets in aspect signify that it is time to act or not act. After the aspect peaks, its energy begins to decrease. Enough is left to finish up, but is waning now. When the aspect breaks away, one no longer has access to the energy until another aspect forms. At this time, we are turned off to the planetary energy. No aspect indicates no activity. Each day from the current sun sign for the date, the moon rounds the chart in 2-hour increments. As it moves around the wheel, it aspects every point in the chart. The mind responds to the magnetic quality of the current planetary energies as thought. It is mirrored by the sun's yearly movement through the astrological signs. Each person lives life in cycles from birth until death. The chart depicts a map of the heavens on the day you were born as if you were standing on the earth. The planets high in the sky near the midheavens signify public importance. Houses above the horizon indicate the public life. The houses below the horizon represent the private side of life where we gain strength and confidence to try again. In the first house, we become aware of our physical body and our own selfish needs. In the second house, we become aware of our own finances and possessions. In the third house, we become aware of our local environment, family, neighborhoods, schools, and thought. In the fourth house, we become aware of issues concerning the mother, homeland, roots, and land. In the fifth house, we become aware of children, romance, amusements, parks, gambling, theaters. In the sixth house, we become aware of work, duties and responsibilities, health and hygiene. In the seventh house, we become aware of our need to bond and form partnerships with others. In the eighth house, we become aware of our own baser moral instincts, issues of birth and death. In the ninth house, we become aware of places far away, religious urges, higher education, courts. In the 10th house, we become aware of tradition, career, the father, the government, reputation. In the 11th house, we become aware of hopes and wishes, casual friends, giving back to the world. In the 12th house, there is a need to self-undo or punish ourselves, struck down to begin a new cycle. Each of the bottom 6 houses or private side of life has its counterpart on the wheel or polar opposite. The top 6 houses represent the public side of almost the same energy in one's life. The first house rules self, while the 7th house rules partnerships with others. The 2nd house rules our own money, while the 8th house rules other people's money. The 3rd house rules local area, family, neighbors, while the 9th house rules expanded horizons, travel, religion. The 4th house rules mother, home, roots, while the 10th house rules father, career, honors. The 5th house rules children, creation, play, while the 11th house rules hopes and wishes, giving back. The 6th house rules menial work, health and hygiene, while the 12th house rules hospitals, places of confinement. All planets have action. They take this action to the area of life in which the action will occur. Aspects from transiting planets to our personal planets signify action in those areas of life. The fire signs houses 1, 5, and 9 are houses of life. There is much creative energy. The earth signs houses 2, 6, and 10 are houses of substance and financial resources. The air signs houses 3, 7, and 11 are houses of relationships. The water signs houses 4, 8, and 12 are houses of endings.
The elements: fire, earth, air, water.
The fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are passionate and bold. The element tends to inspire and enthuse others. Each of these signs seek to lead in its field. All fire signs are trine or in perfect position to all other fire signs. They relate to each other by element. The earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are practical and serious builders. Each of these signs manage financial resources needed to produce results. All earth signs are trine or in perfect position to all other earth signs. They relate to each other by element. The air signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are thinkers and communicators. Each of these signs link others together through similar ideas. All air signs are trine or in perfect position to all other air signs. They relate to each other by element. The water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are feeling and emotional in nature. Each of these signs is psychic and sensitive to its surroundings. All water signs are trine or in perfect position to all other water signs. They relate to each other by element. The qualities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Each astrological sign possesses a quality according to its position on the natural wheel. The cardinal signs of Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are posited first counterclockwise from a major line. Cardinal signs are action-oriented, and they receive more opportunities and recognition. All cardinal signs are naturally square or challenging to one another on the wheel. The fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are posited second counterclockwise from a major line. Fixed signs are stubborn and do not compromise. They keep action going. All fixed signs are naturally square or challenging to one another on the wheel. The mutable signs of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces are posited third counterclockwise from a major line. They are able to adjust to meet completion. Mutable signs receive no credit for their work, as it is usurped by the cardinal signs. All mutable signs are naturally square or challenging to one another on the wheel. Polarity. The polarity of a sign shows how it will meet its needs. Positive or masculine signs are extroverted and take what they need. Negative or feminine signs are shy and attract what they need. On the wheel, Aries is positive, and moving counterclockwise, each sign alternates positive, negative. The planets. The sun in the chart represents the physical body, the life force, the conscious mind, and the Father. This luminary is the central focus, showing where a person will focus energy in life. The moon controls our emotional self and indicates the mother as well. Whatever the moon touches, it will love, and there is great emotion in that. Mercury shows the area of life a person thinks about predominantly. It rules intellect and decision-making abilities. Aspects to Mercury bring communication and contracts. Afflictions impair. Venus shows the area in life people are most attracted to and shows the things they find beautiful. Venus is the woman or love object. It rules the sense of refinement, art, dance, and beauty. Mars indicates the area in life a person spends most of his or her physical energy. It rules energy, aggression, and anger. It is raw and sexual in nature. It is a motivating force bringing strife. Jupiter indicates areas of expansion. It rules luck or lack of it. Under affliction, Jupiter can be evil in nature. It is an indicator of multiples as well. Saturn represents restriction, lessons, losses, obstacles, and delays in life. It is the teacher and the student. It rules the father and father time. It withholds the desired end until it is time. Uranus shows the area in life people will experience unexpected and radical changes. It needs to be free to express its understanding of cosmic laws. All surprises are due to Uranus. Neptune shows where people lie, even to themselves, to avoid the painful truth. It is dreamy in nature and is the psychic planet. It rules drugs, alcohol, lies, and illusions. Pluto shows the areas of life where there will be birth, death, surgery, taxes, insurance, changes, healing, and medicines. It hints at a person's greatest contribution to mankind. It rules mystery and secrets. The North Node is a reference point only. There is no mass to cause planetary interference. It signifies a point of gain for the individual, whether or not deserved. The South Node is always the polar opposite of the North Node on the wheel. This is a reference point only. It signifies a point of release or loss to an individual. The nature of the houses and the signs that rule them. The first house is governed by Aries, the ram, which is ruled by Mars and co-ruled by Pluto. The energy of the sun is exalted in the sign of Aries. It rules beginnings, the physical body, and the personality. On the body, it rules the head, especially the face. Its element is fire, making it enthusiastic and inspirational to others. It seeks to lead. Its quality is cardinal, making it action-oriented. It has more opportunity for action and tends to get more credit. Its polarity is masculine or positive, making it assertive. It tends to take what it needs. The second house is governed by Taurus, the bull, which is ruled by Venus. The energy of the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. It rules material possessions, money, luxuries, personal freedom, and debt. On the body, it rules the neck, throat, and ears. Its element is earth, making it a serious and practical builder. Earth manages the money needed to produce concrete results. Its quality is fixed, making it stubborn and uncompromising. There is not much action, but fixed signs keep action going that was begun in a cardinal sign. Its polarity is feminine or negative. It tends to be shy and instead attracts what it needs. The third house is governed by Gemini, the twins, which is ruled by Mercury. It rules local environment, communications, family, siblings, friends, and neighbors. Gemini rules lower education and short trips. On the body, it rules the hands, arms, and lungs, as well as parts of the brain. Its element is air, making it thinking and communicating by nature. It needs to gather facts and information for just comparisons. Its quality is mutable, which has the ability to adjust to get to completion. It finishes up what was begun in a cardinal sign and worked through in a fixed sign. The sad thing is that mutable signs get very little recognition for their efforts, as it is usurped by a cardinal sign. Its polarity is masculine or positive, making it assertive. It tends to take what it needs. The fourth house is governed by Cancer, the crab, which is ruled by the moon. The energies of Jupiter and Neptune are exalted in the sign of Cancer. It rules the home, the mother, parent, real estate, Mother Earth, and endings. On the body, it rules the breast and stomach, as well as organs that are round, such as the womb or eyeball, even the brain. Its element is water, making it feeling and emotional by nature. They are psychic and sensitive to their surroundings. Its quality is cardinal, making it action-oriented. It has more opportunity for action and tends to get more credit. Its polarity is feminine or negative. It tends to be shy and instead attract what it needs. The fifth house is governed by Leo, the lion, which is ruled by the sun. The energy of Pluto is exalted in the sign of Leo. It rules children, entertainment, theaters, romance, creative acts, gambling, and speculation. On the body, it rules the heart and upper back. Its element is fire, making it enthusiastic and inspirational to others. It seeks to lead. Its quality is fixed, making it stubborn and uncompromising. There is not much action, but fixed signs keep action going that was begun in a cardinal sign. Its polarity is masculine or positive, making it assertive. It tends to take what it needs. The sixth house is governed by Virgo, the Virgin, which is ruled by Mercury. It rules service to others, past work, duty, chores, health, and hygiene. On the body, it rules the upper intestines or abdominal region. Its element is earth, making it a serious and practical builder. Earth manages the money needed to produce concrete results. Its quality is mutable, which has the ability to adjust to get to completion. It finishes up what was begun in a cardinal sign and worked through in a fixed sign. The sad thing is that mutable signs get very little recognition for their efforts, as it is usurped by a cardinal sign. Its polarity is feminine or negative. It tends to be shy and instead attract what it needs. The seventh house is governed by Libra, the scales, which is ruled by Venus. The energy of Saturn is exalted in the sign of Libra. It rules close personal relationships, partners, marriage or business, justice, and known enemies. On the body, it rules the kidneys, lower back, and buttocks. Libra has some ruling over beauty. Its element is air, making it thinking and communicating by nature. It needs to gather facts and information for just comparisons. Its quality is cardinal, making it action-oriented. It has more opportunity for action and has the natural tendency to get more credit. Its polarity is masculine or positive, making it assertive. It tends to take what it needs. The 8th house is governed by Scorpio, the scorpion, which is ruled by Pluto and co-ruled by Mars. The energy of Uranus is exalted in the sign of Scorpio. It rules birth, death, surgery, taxes, insurance, and secrets. On the body, it rules the external sex organs, the lower intestines, and the rectum. Its element is water, making it feeling and emotional by nature. They are psychic and sensitive to their surroundings. Its quality is fixed, making it stubborn and uncompromising. There is not much action. Fixed signs keep action going that was begun in a cardinal sign. Its polarity is feminine or negative. It tends to be shy and instead attracts what it needs. The 9th house is governed by Sagittarius, the centaur, which is ruled by Jupiter and co-ruled by Neptune. It rules higher education, long trips, religion, and higher courts. On the body, it rules the hips and thighs. Its element is fire, making it enthusiastic and inspirational to others. It seeks to lead. Its quality is mutable, which has the ability to adjust to get to completion. It finishes up what was begun in a cardinal sign and worked through in a fixed sign. The sad thing is that mutable signs get very little recognition for their efforts, as it is usurped by a cardinal sign. Its polarity is masculine or positive, making it assertive. It tends to take what it needs. The 10th house is governed by Capricorn, the sea goat, which is ruled by Saturn and co-ruled by Uranus. The energy of Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. It rules career, reputation, honors, the father, and the government. On the body, it rules the knees, bones, teeth, and skin. Its element is earth, making it a serious and practical builder. Earth manages the money needed to produce concrete results. Its quality is cardinal, making it action-oriented. It has more opportunity for action and tends to get more credit. Its polarity is feminine or negative. It tends to be shy and instead attract what it needs. The 11th house is governed by Aquarius, the water bearer, which is ruled by Uranus and co-ruled by Saturn. The energy of Mercury is exalted in the sign of Aquarius. It rules wishes, casual friends, community involvement, electricity, and inventions. On the body, it rules the shins and ankles. Its element is air, making it thinking and communicating by nature. It needs to gather facts and information for just comparisons. Its quality is fixed, making it stubborn and uncompromising. There is not much action. Fixed signs keep the action moving that was begun in a cardinal sign. Its polarity is masculine or positive, making it assertive. It tends to take what it needs. The 12th house is governed by Pisces, the fish, which is ruled by Neptune and co-ruled by Jupiter. The energy of Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces. It rules self-undoing, dreams, sorrows, drugs, escape, lies, and confinement. On the body, it rules the feet. Its element is water, making it feeling and emotional by nature. They are psychic and sensitive to their surroundings. Its quality is mutable, which has the ability to adjust to get to completion. It finishes up what was begun in a cardinal sign and worked through in a fixed sign. The sad thing is that mutable signs get very little recognition for their efforts, as it is usurped by a cardinal sign. Its polarity is feminine or negative. It tends to be shy and instead attract what it needs. The meaning and action of the planets and the signs. As the transiting planets round the chart and aspect one's personal planets, each planet reflects its own nature in the affairs governed by the sign in the house. When the planets aspect, good or bad, it is time for people to react to something. Use the map, the chart. One must remember that bad aspects are equally magnetic as good aspects to the mind. View decisions on the chart before acting on impulse. People will always be doing what their stars are doing. They can be taken figuratively in thought or literally manifest in the world. Astrology is that on time. Read what you see, not what you want to see. Each planet has a distinct action. It takes its action to the area of life or house where it is located. If it is afflicted, it can experience difficulty, and anything that it rules will experience difficulty. If planets and aspects are good and in a kind sign, the outcome is more pleasant. Where the sun goes points to areas of life where attention must be paid and vital forces focused. The sun controls dignities and honors of the individual, good or bad, according to the aspect. Where the moon goes, there will be changes, publicity, preference, and love. Where Mercury goes, there will be commerce, adaptability, thought, and communication. Where Venus goes, there will be beauty, attraction, peace, happiness, and agreement. Where Mars goes, there will be energy, excess, impulse, quarrels, gains by combat, anger, and strife. Where Jupiter goes, there will be affluence, excess, fruitfulness, increase, expansion, multiples. Where Saturn goes, there will be privation, restriction, hindrance, denial, loss, delays, obstacles, and lessons. Where Uranus goes, there will be eccentricities, originality, sudden changes, estrangements, surprise events. Where Neptune goes, there will be confusion, deception, dreams, and illusions. Where Pluto goes, there will be regeneration, mass thinking, coercion, sweeping change, birth, death. Where the North Node goes, there will be incoming benefits to the individual, undeserved and unasked for. Where the South Node goes, there will be an outgoing of energy from the individual with or without their consent. Outside sign meanings. When your charts are complete, you will have both inside and outside signs. If the birth time is not known, use the solar sign as the first sign on the outside of the wheel at the 9 o'clock position, ascendant or beginning point, following around counterclockwise on the wheel. With the time of birth, you will be able to deduce your actual ascendant sign and use it as the first sign on the outside wheel. Follow around in correct astrological order until all the signs have been filled. The signs on the outside wheel have a message for you. Aries, being fire, seeks to display leadership in beginning new projects. The cusp Aries rules denotes where action is initiated aggressively. Taurus, being earth, is skillful with money and resources. The cusp Taurus rules denotes where money will be accumulated for financial security. Gemini, being air, is concerned with acquiring information to use and communicate to others. The cusp Gemini rules denotes where one can exhibit mental abilities and repattern ideas. Cancer, being water, has strong emotions concerning the home and family. The cusp Cancer rules denotes strong emotion and will defend the homeland. Leo, being fire, seeks to display dramatic enthusiasm and lead in a high-profile job. The cusp Leo rules denotes personal power and recognition to the individual. Virgo, being earth, reveals marked skill in labor and in creating things for mankind and his help. The cusp Virgo rules denotes where one displays skill and intelligence. Libra, being air, has a natural ability to socially interact and weigh evidence for just comparisons. The cusp Libra rules denotes where one will display marked social awareness. Scorpio, being water, is tuned to deeper psychic mysteries of life. There is intense feeling toward joint funds, insurance, taxes, and wills. The cusp Scorpio rules denotes dealing with these issues. Sagittarius, being fire, displays leadership in education, law, and religious philosophies. The cusp Sagittarius rules denotes the area of concern for human morality. Capricorn, being earth, is practical. Within this sign, there is the ability to organize and structure business affairs. The cusp Capricorn rules denotes where one gains security for the future. Aquarius, being air, has an impersonal approach for the goodwill of all humanity. It uses universal principles. The cusp Aquarius rules demands freedom to express this cosmic connection. Pisces, being water, is psychic and sensitive to its environment. There is a strong bent toward mysticism or illusion. The cusp Pisces rules will be a sensitive spot. Look to the chart for signs of change in your life. See potential directions that life will lead you. Sun. The best times for one to encounter honor and glory will be predicted by a good aspect of the transiting sun to the natal sun. The trine or best aspect would occur 4 months before, 4 months after, and during the birth month each year. The sun controls the reputation, and a good aspect to the natal sun produces a harmonious flow of energy to the individual from the world. Likewise, a difficult aspect can produce pain or illness in specific parts of the body, obstacles, and stressful or negative feelings to the mind. Moon. The whole world runs on thoughts and feelings. A good aspect to the moon is an indicator of a favorable outcome. Whatever the moon touches during the course of a day or month, it will love. Seek favors and promotions on days and hours when the moon is predicted to favor the individual by conjunction to the natal or progressed sun or moon. Negative aspects to the moon can cause illness in the body and unpleasant feelings and events. Mercury. Good aspects to this planet signify thought, contracts, and communication, which can be written, oral, or electronic, as well as sound decisions. Transiting Mercury goes to the area of life which will require a decision. Afflictions to Mercury, such as a retrograde motion or conjunction, an overage of strong or negative planetary energy, will impair thought and decision-making abilities. This can result in an overload on the mind and cause mental breakdown. This is to be expected. Mercury afflictions can cause pencils to break, computer glitches, communication breakdowns, speech impediments, etc. Venus. Good aspects to Venus allow us to experience beauty in the world and interact socially with others. She rules both love and money in the chart. Good aspects represent opportunities to beautify and become more attractive to our environment. Venus brings peace, kindnesses, and favors, as well as art, dance, culture, and beauty to our lives. Perfumes and incense are sensed as beautified air. Under affliction, one can experience beauty problems, financial hardship, and loneliness. The senses can become offended by ugliness in one's surroundings. Mars, being an outer planet but still a personal one, consider the internal feeling of this planet. It is energetic, aggressive, angry, raw, and sexual in nature. Good aspects to Mars signify competition or using one's energies for gains by combat. We must fight to achieve. Where Mars goes, there will be strife. Afflictions to Mars can cause fires, acts of war, blood, injuries by iron, burns, scalds, fevers, rashes, danger from sharp objects, anger, and energy. During a square aspect to Mars, additional effort will be required to overcome the obstacle. In an opposition, all planets are uniformly evil unless a balance is achieved on each side. Beware of danger with oppositions to either Sun, Moon, or Mercury. Jupiter. Good aspects to Jupiter triggered by the Moon will leave a person saying, "That was lucky." In good aspect, Jupiter offers personal protection, expansion, luck, and an internal feeling of bounty. One tends to overspend during these times. Jupiter is also known as the greater benefic. It brings growth to whatever it touches and is an indicator of multiples. Under affliction, the effects of Jupiter are to be feared. Jupiter energy does not work well under affliction, and the effects can border on evil. Things that can only be described as unlucky can occur under serious affliction, such as injury, illness, going to prison for something that you didn't do. It is a protector of our life force when danger occurs. Saturn, ruling Father Time, it is the teacher. Saturn energy can be described as anything that restricts us in any way. Saturn gives a literal feeling of being tied up and unable to perform. Also known as the greater malefic, Saturn restricts whatever it touches. It conserves for fear of restriction in the future. Saturn gives discipline needed for long-term goals. When lessons are complete, Saturn will release a long-term benefit. This time is indicated in the chart when transiting Saturn becomes in trine aspect to natal Saturn. This reward will either last a long time or take a long time to get. Patience is the lesson. Saturn does not turn evil under planetary affliction. Instead, it works harder and cuts back. Saturn toughens us where we need it. Forms it may take can be inheritance or government check. Uranus, also known as the awakener. Uranus energy awakens our awareness to universal forces when in aspect. All surprises, accidents, natural disasters, electronic and mechanical technologies, radical changes of plans, humanitarian urges, hopes and wishes are due to Uranus energy. Afflictions to Uranus cause danger of accidents, electrocution, ambush, disasters. Due to its slow nature, effects can be long-lasting. Expect the unexpected at this time. All bets are off. One cannot expect what it will bring because its very nature is to surprise you or be different than expected. One way to handle this energy is to be detached in situations that count. Expect to lose and be surprised to win, or the other way around. Neptune. Psychic issues and events, as well as drugs, alcohol, and all forms of illusion and hallucinations are possible with this deceptive planet conjunct the moon. Neptune has a confusing effect on our thoughts. It rules dreams and the subconscious mind. Neptune is also known as the destroyer. Its function is to destroy or eliminate the past to make room for the future expansion that Jupiter promises. The destruction or loss is an illusion, for the replacement will be better. It rules the secret enemy. There is a need to strike oneself down to rebuild during a new cycle. Prone to depression and feelings of hopelessness. Positive results of this planet can be bigger than life. Pluto. This planet holds the secrets to magic and mysteries of the universe. In good aspect, secrets can be revealed from thin air. Pluto has ruling over mass thinking. When transiting Pluto becomes in good aspect to natal Pluto, this signifies a time when one will be popular with the masses. Pluto is coercive in nature, forcing us to do things we don't want to do. It rules the dead, birth, death, surgery, taxes, insurance, and wills. Where Pluto goes indicates areas of sweeping change, regeneration. Transiting Pluto shows what the world thinks about. Natal Pluto hints at our greatest contribution to mankind on a universal scale. Under affliction, Pluto is a powerful, dark, and secretive enemy. Bad aspects to Pluto signify unpopularity and problems with inheritance. Pluto represents hidden dangers. The North Node. Transiting nodes move around the chart, forming aspects at times with our own natal nodes. A good aspect between nodes is an indicator the person is likely in step with the world. When the moon conjuncts this node, one can expect to receive goodness somehow that was neither asked for or even deserved. It can be perceived as incoming good energy. The South Node, when transiting moon, triggers this node. One must give of themselves, the type of energy cited by the sign of its location. Otherwise it will be a loss to you by another or a theft. There is a time to give. It can be perceived as outgoing energy from you. This energy can be material or not.